Hello, welcome everyone. And what you're looking at here is our algo trade room here at Person's Planet. A lot of really neat stuff. Some of you may have attended our webinar where we unleashed our indicator that used multiple time frame overlaying with the person's pivot study, PPS, the momentum indicator, which paints those arrows buy and sell, as well as my last conditional change indicator. And it gives two different higher time frames. So let's take a look at this, what we have in our trading room. A lot of charts, as you may see. I don't want to confuse everyone, so let's just go and share with you what's on the screen, and I'll tell you what it all means. This is a 5-minute day trade model in your upper left corner. This is the 15-minute E-mini S&P in the the lower left-hand corner. This is the spider 5-minute. Why do we have it here? We like to take a look at the advanced decline and also the signals and the trend direction of the market that we have in the cash while we're trading futures. All right, so let's dissect the first chart. This is the E-mini S&Ps. What's on your screen? This is the person Tsi Indicator. This helps detect the current trend of the market. Yes, there may be a few lines here. Let's discuss what these lines represent. All right. When the bars turn red, that means the 5-minute is in a sell mode, and so is the higher time frame or our anchor time frame. So that's what that means. Now, why did this go short 2 contracts? That's based on our Algo 17 program. This is a specialized volume indicator. So when you get the charts higher and lower time frame in sync in sell mode, that's a very positive signal. So this fires off in front of everybody, sell short 2, right? These white lines are the trailing stop functions. And if you'll notice here, it trailed out on the stop function and it took a hell of a whale of a profit on that trade. The volume was setting up, and as it started to get into this low right here, look at the momentum of the volume. It was drying up. So, it was kind of a good sign that we were getting that this trade was probably running its course. Next, it did generate and went back into a sell mode right here and lost approximately 6 ticks, excuse me. It went back in the short side and it made that trade profitable, going in line with a weakening momentum of volume, right? And then finally, the market popped a little bit, tricky 5-minute model, but then it pumps right back into a 5-minute sell mode while this higher time frame was in a sell signal. And then finally, it has punched out of the trade. The arrows that you see, and just to let you know, format strategy, so that you know what this is, the Person Algo System 17 Extreme. This is the product that we've been putting in retail traders' hands. And I got news for you. I think it's giving an unfair advantage over hedge funds, that's for sure. Let's take a look. This actually optimized out the best time to trade, at least for us, because I run a live trading room. We're not open 24 hours. If you have this product, you can trade 24 hours if you want. But this takes trades from 8:40 in the morning and stops taking any new trades at 3:25. It does exit any trade at the end of the day, does not carry any positions overnight. It is taking a position size model. We can use 3 different model sizes: capital, risk amount, lot size. We're taking the lot size here. So anyway, what this does is we have dynamic exit function, not last conditional change. The dynamic exit is a new feature that we put in that uses a combination of our ATR as well as last conditional change. So it's a dynamic tool. It's not something that we're using an old version of an ATR model. We're using an ATR expansion of our last conditional changes. And it's very, very, as the keyword here says, dynamic. All right. Lastly, big changes took place in how we set up trades. This is PPS sell, risk reward. We're using a moving average confirmation, a moving average based on a close, a high, or low. We can optimize that out. That's right. I said moving averages based on high, low, or close, right? That's everything we created here for sell signals. Then this high close doji, we have a momentum length function that we built in, which helps determine trend. If the trend is up and you get a high close doji, that's not a buy signal. That's just a close over a random doji. A high close doji, the market needs to be in a downtrend, and then a doji forms after a downtrend is formed and it closes over that high of that doji. And that's a momentum reversal. So we've built into that functionality of our strategy and something that everyone can optimize out. And again, holding period. So I'm not adverse to sharing with you this particular model uses after 14 bars. If it, win, lose, or draw, 14 bars, it's getting you out of the trade, right? So there it is. This is the model. This is today's performance. And blue shows you the entry, the exits, and it's a gift that keeps on giving. But this did take a exit on a, there's this, the trailing stop function, and it upticked and therefore got out and left a couple bucks on the table. Not a big deal. Now, let's go to the 15-minute model, which is really neat, because this is the model that everything, as you can see, runs perfectly in sync. Volume was looking negative. It's below the zero line. The red candles signify that both the 15 and the higher time frame went into a PPS sell mode, so they were in sync. Lower and higher time frame were in sync. Red candles. So if you're sitting here in our live trading room and you saw this thing fire off short 2 and it's red candle, you'd say, well, let's see, person's got the automatic system's got the stop up there. That's this line in the sand. So if I want to take that trade, I know where my risk is. And then this paints the picture, the blue line, that was your initial profit. So here's your entry, here is the risk, and there's your initial profit target. What did this do? It didn't get out of everything because it trails a stop. So like, for example, right now, it went back in, short 2. You can see, negative 2. It bought back 1. It's actually still in one trade. It will get out on the close, the Globex close, in 27 minutes from now. So I just wanted to explain to you, what is this thing doing right now? It's doing what it should do. It's trading with the higher dominant time frame trend. Next, what we have also to help our traders. So if you're a day trader, this is fabulous information. And by the way, everything, when it fires off a trade, you can clearly see here, if you follow me over here on the strategy position tab, this is what everyone sees when they come in the room. So if you can't see the chart and you can't see it went short 2, all you have to do is look over here. It gives you the symbol, the interval, meaning what the time frame is. So we're looking at the 15-minute chart, and here it is. It's only short 1 because it got out of 1. It's short from 29.98. We're currently at 83.5. One contract is up $725, and it was in the trade since the 12:45 time period. So that's all pretty transparent for any trader to come visit our trading room, or for someone to learn how to make their own strategies when they buy this product. Next, we have our SPY, a 60-minute model. It was long. It got out and it went net short. So whether or not you're a cash trader or a futures trader, we have everything here that should run in sync. So it gave up some profit. It had profit up here. It gave it up. Now it's back on the short side, and it is banking some money. What I like about this is we have a volume, price was up, and we have a volume divergence pattern. So we should see maybe some follow-through weakness, I would gather, for tomorrow. I think that the market, personally, 294 would be probably a decent pullback in the market. We'll see what happens there, but first we got to get through 296, and then we'll see what happens at 294. All right. Next, we have a 120-minute model in the VXX. And not only do we have a regular 60-minute model, but this is a higher time frame. Now, again, these are all the trades that we've done and this system is generated, and you can see it was short, it got out of the short volatility, and it just went long. So my guess is with this type of volume pattern, we are going to see more gains out of the VIX. My guess, I wouldn't be surprised to see it try to trade back in the low mid 24, and we'll see what happens by Friday's trade. All right. Finally, we told you the VIX, the spiders. Now let's talk about crude oil. This is a 5-minute model on crude oil. Same story, different time frame, different charts. A 5-minute crude oil, when everything's red, what does that mean? It means that the short term, this is the 5-minute, is in a sell mode, and the higher time frames in a sell mode. And when you have two time frames in sell mode, you want to get short. It went short, got stopped out. Went short, didn't really do well. Went short the third time around and just made huge amounts of money. That was yesterday's trade. Today, we walk in the door. It had a small sell signal. It went from an uptrend to a downtrend. You can see that's why it turns white. Then it turns white again, saying the short term is in sync with the higher time frame. It is in a sell mode. It goes short. It takes a profit. It trails the stop. Why didn't it stay short? This model, unlike the others, format strategy, stops trading at 2:15. Subtract minutes from end time. This is where it optimized out. Now, it start at 7 in the morning, add 85 minutes. So you know that is at 8:25 start time, right? So it starts at 8:25. That's what that all means. How do we figure this out? I don't. I hit optimize. I hit 0, 120 minutes at jump rates at 5. That's what we did. This is what we developed. So it allows you, the user, to optimize the best time frame or the best signals within the time frame you want to trade. So if you can't trade at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 8 in the morning, you would set this and say, oh, I want to trade between these 2 hours, start time, end time. If you wanted to trade the European session and the US session, you would say start at 1 in the morning and end at 5. And then you would say start again, start time 2, start at 9:30 Eastern and end at maybe 1:30. Otherwise, traders can also trade the open outcry first hour and then the open outcry last hour of trading. You can control the time frames you're trading and multiple time frames. There's a function here, exit end of the day. So with this model, just to share with you, it will not take any new trades past 2:15 in the afternoon. And if it isn't a trade, it will get out before the exit on end of day. So that's what we've developed here. So this is highly advanced. Is it information overload? No, it's filtering information to keep you on the right side of the market. I mean, if you see a market that changes literally, if its trend dynamic is blue, we're in an uptrend. That's positive. All of a sudden it turns white and you got a sell signal. Look down here. How does the volume look when we're in that sell signal? The volume is selling off. The direction is a momentum, has a sell signal, zero line crossover. Again, what does it look like over here? Wow, ugliness, right? You can clearly see the zero line and you can see the overall trend of the volume is down. So this helps our traders say, hey, we got a system generated sell. Where did we get it? We optimized it out. Did we do it behind the scenes? No, it's fully transparent for our traders in this community and for those that could piggyback the settings that we've created that have their own program, their own product, the Person Algo 17. All right, next. The other day, ladies and gentlemen, we saw that the Commitment of Traders report showed a huge, hefty position of shorts in the market. And so what I said is, in the live trading room, I said, by the way, we have strong support in, and I'll try to get this up for you, futures traders heads up. The British pound is sinking. However, it may be setting up for a major bounce higher. Support exists near 124.30, 123.75. COT data shows heavy net short on small specs. Rate of change analysis with volume indicators are forming divergences. So what was I referring to? So the higher time frame charts were starting to show that we were getting, while the market was digging into the lows, between 124.30 and 123.70, there was support. Here's the convergence. New lower low. So if this is the number 2 spot and this is the number 1 spot, and if this is the number 1 spot and that's the number corresponding to spot in volume, we've got a convergence pattern. So I was looking for the market to go up. The higher time frame went into a buy mode and the shorter time frame went into a buy mode. So again, just the opposite of the S&P and all the other models I shared with you. When you're in a blue and you've got some upside, you can take a nice little short-term trade in the British pound. Not the greatest trade in the world, but it did go with the outlook of the market. The volume was starting to go up, and you could see the histogram was positive by turning green, and it supported this move to the upside. Ironic, it gets out at its intended profit target. Now, it went long and a second time, and notice what happened. It got stopped out, so it gave back a portion of the profits, but just, again, netted a positive day. So the neat thing is, if you're going to be wrong, let's not be wrong by a lot, and let's make this thing get us out when it should. So there's the buy. The volume was iffy on that trade. You may, as an investor, said, you know what, I'm not pleased with that. I'll wait till I get a better buy signal. And if you got a buy signal here, maybe you would have gone with it. I'm just explaining how this is working for our traders. This finally is gold. Same story, different market, same concept. Why didn't it take trades here at 7:30? You probably already know the answer. You're going to say, I bet Person doesn't have a system running. This doesn't even start till 9 a.m. and ends at 2:15. What is start time? 700. And if you add 120 minutes to 7 a.m., what do you get? 9 a.m., right? 9 a.m. So this is a market that doesn't start trading till 9 a.m. Trade's probably already been in progress, so it's not going to jump into a trade. But as you can see, here is a market that's breaking out. It takes a profit. It does what it wants. It had a nice trade going with the trend in the marketplace. So that's how we're utilizing technology in the Person's Planet trade room and combining different products. Now, a lot of people don't have this many signals in a live trading room, number one. Number two, they generally don't have it posted so that you can see what the heck the things are doing. And what's really neat for our traders is they can come in the room and say, what is the position? Is it still short? Because I want to buy. Think about this for a minute. If you have a system that's short, you would want to buy only when that short covers, right? So that's another thing that I think is a very smart way of utilizing the Person's Planet trade room. But also, in addition, is another way of how we put together new technologies and indicators that make sense. We're not just throwing together indicators to throw an indicator. We want indicators that work well together. A specialized volume indicator combined with high-low time frames and putting that together with an algo optimizer is just a surefire calculation for success. So I thank you for joining us in saying what's going on with the market. But right now, we are in a bona fide little sell mode. Let's take a look and say, at today's action, we generate daily sell signal in the spiders. We broke down with the advanced decline. Now this is the third day in a row. We broke down a moving average component. This is not the end of the world. We did it back over here at the end of May. And now we had one over here. It didn't last very long. We haven't broken below an upline or a moving average that's strengthening. You could see that. But the advanced decline, if we weaken again tomorrow, if we weaken the advanced decline tomorrow, take out that low, then we would make a lower high, a lower low combination kind of pattern. Stochastic slightly overbought. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, to see 294 out of the S&Ps. And we'll take a look and update how the conditions look for this market. But as it is, the volume action suggests we lost some momentum on this rally. So it's due for a little pause. Seasonally, between the 7th and the 12th day of July, or business trading days, we tend to weaken, which, by the way, in the weekly thoughts and observations is exactly what we talked about. So we're prepared for this, and now we have signals that go to define that. Lastly, do we have corroborating evidence for other indices? Well, quite frankly, when we're looking at this daily chart, let me just share this with you, and we'll change this. Everything was posted in weekly mode. All right, so now here we go. Let's take a look at the top stock indices and say, what are we going into for Thursday? We had Netflix out. They had miss. They're down 10%. Right now, a daily low close doji and a PPS sell signal in the Russell. That's negative. And a breakdown in breadth and a breakdown on decent volume. That's not positive if you're bullish. We had a sell signal, defined sell signal in the NASDAQ, defined sell signal in the NYSE. Not in the Dow, ironically, but we did get one in the Qs with the low close doji. So the moral of the story is 5 of the top stock indices that have different capitalized stock sector weightings to it, between real estate, etc., technology, semis, healthcare, financials. All of these major indices that we follow went into a daily sell mode, should open the door for maybe relative weakness for tomorrow, and we'll update you Friday to see how we progress there. But for right now, the models are short, the VIX is long. That suggests a small pullback coming in the market, and we'll see how much this materializes in the days ahead. Thank you for watching. I hope you found interest in this. It is absolutely stellar how we've put together the different time frames to overlay it with our work. Especially, I think a lot of thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade. You guys have my person's pivot study, you have the PMC indicator, and again, you have the proprietary PPS indicator that you can use. But now what we've done with the TradeStation package is allow people to use the multiple dimensions and see that on the charts, and it really highlights the signals when they come through. Thank you for watching. We'll check back with you by Friday.